This week we begin to read the book of Vayikra, which is the primary source for the laws of korbanot, sacrificial offerings, many of which were brought to atone for various sins. Today, there is no Bet HaMikdash and we don't offer sacrifices, so how could we achieve the same atonement that was formerly attained through bringing sacrifices? Also, we have to tie this to the week before Pesach, and what can we do to clean out the chametz, to atone for ourselves, to come in a clean way for Pesach. The Pele Yoetz provides 4 answers, brought from the first few verses of this Torah portion. First, he says you have to remember why a sacrifice brings atonement. It's because the person who offers a sacrifice pictures to himself that he deserves the fate that is now being meted out to this animal. And therefore, because he's humbled, he returns to Hashem. Secondly, the Talmud teaches us that the learning of sacrifices is equivalent to bring sacrifices. This is why we read about the korbanot during our prayers. Learning Torah is equivalent to bringing sacrifices itself, and it atones for us. Number 3, he says in this week's verse, in the 3rd verse of this week's portion, it says, he shall bring it to the entrance of the Ohel Moed, to the tent of meeting, with his own will before Hashem. This alludes to the fact that when the only thing keeping a person from doing a particular mitzvah is an obstacle beyond his control, Hashem gives him the credit of the mitzvah as if he actually performed it. So this applies to everything we do in our life. We just have to put in the effort. And even if we did not fully achieve what we tried to, but we put the effort in, Hashem considers it as an offering. And finally, it says that the way they brought these sacrifices, that you should put your hand on top of the head of the olah, of the offering. When a person supports the poor, he lays his hand, he supports his hand, he supports the poor, he achieves a higher level than one who brings a korban, an offering. And doing tzedakah, doing acts of righteousness and of kindness brings us atonement, even in our days. Wishing you all a Shabbat Shalom and a happy Passover ahead.